Covering the Universal Orlando Resort for 6 years, you are listening to the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast.
Hello and welcome to episode 248 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast. I'm your host Tracy, and with me I have Lee.
Hello everyone.
And Darren.
What's up, Internet?
And it's just the three of us again this week. No Hunter this week. He's off on his jaunt. Yeah.
He's been swallowed by a man-eating plant in Pandora.
Well. What a way to go. So how is everybody anyway?
All right.
Doing well.
Good.
Very good.
Good. That's what I like to hear.
Sorry, no one's going to have a clue what I'm talking about here,
We
but
never
Gillian's
do.
just posting the Producers Club page. Does anyone else have a flipping heart attack listening to the beginning of the bonus episode? Y'all got me with that one.
No, Gillian, I didn't, because I haven't heard
You
it.
should be a part of the Producers Club, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Producers Club comes with a free heart attack.
I meant to mention it on last week's show, but I forgot. We are looking to
Recruit.
take people. Yeah, recruit. That's the word for people who want to join the Producers Club. It's our little exclusive group of listeners, and you get lots of perks and benefits and stuff like that. So if you are interested, just drop us an email at
podcast@uurpodcast.com.
There you go.
What are some of the benefits that they could possibly receive, Lee?
Bonus podcasts, access to
Oh,
our
yeah?
little Producers Club only little Facebook group where there's lots and lots of things going on. It's a very funny conversation going on at the moment, actually.
A heart attack?
We do a couple of giveaways. There'll be UUOP merchandise. We've actually just commissioned an actual Producers Club logo this year, so that's something new. So, yeah, if you're interested,
And we
drop
may
us an
even get
email.
a meet-up organised
Well, we'll
at
see.
some point
In this country,
in this country.
for now.
For now. Yes.
Meet me in St. Augustine. Oh, wait.
Sounds like a good plan. Right. So, this show, Universal recently shared a blog post. So we thought we'd share this post with you, discuss it, and add our own ideas to it. And the post was entitled 5 Fun Ways to Spend a Rainy Day at Universal Orlando Resort. Short and snappy.
Well,
Smart of them.
Yeah, we discussed it, didn't we, Tracy? Because I think for like someone like you, Darren, I don't think this is a bigger deal because you go, all right, we'll go to the parks this weekend and get up on the morning and go, oh, it's raining. Oh, we won't bother. We'll just knock it back and go next weekend. Whereas for people who for people who are making trips over there, if you're on like for us going over for a 2-week vacation and you've planned to be in Universal on a Wednesday and it's pouring down, you're not going to go, oh well, we won't go. You've got to go and make the best of it. I mean, we've done it.
I've got to say, I read the blog, I read the post, and then I was reading some of the comments. And after you've filtered out the idiots that are in there, because there's always somebody that has to say something completely irrelevant.
Oh yeah.
There was a couple of valid points from fellow Brits that said, we're British, we don't melt, we're used to it. At least the Florida rain's, hard, fast, and then it's gone.
Yeah, and if you're going in the middle of summer, you're wet regardless of whether it's raining or not.
Yeah, true. The rain is usually a reprieve in that situation.
Little bit of a wash, sluice off.
Yeah.
Right, so their first suggestion is rather obvious. Ride an indoor attraction.
I never would have considered that as an option.
Yeah, but everybody will be considering that as an option. That's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can help the Autobots defend Earth from the Decepticons on Transformers The Ride 3D at Universal Orlando Resort.
Yeah.
Now, at both the studios and Islands of Adventure, even, you can experience high-action and thrilling roller coasters or experience amazing 4D and 3D attractions. This is obviously from the blog post, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
The author, who I believe was Ryan.
I don't know. I don't take that much noise.
I'm speaking as him, obviously, here. One of my all-time favourites is Transformers The Ride 3D. The visual effects on this ride are spectacular. I also get goosebumps from riding Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts. From the moment you enter the line, the whole experience makes you feel like you're in the movies. In addition, make sure to challenge your friends to a high score on Men in Black Alien Attack or experience even more awesome effects in The Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. But there's plenty of other indoor rides.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, Transformers makes sense because most of the line is, all of the line is completely indoors as well.
Yeah.
Unless it's absolutely heaving.
And it's a nice long line as well, which, a lot of people are going to get in.
Yeah. So if you do have to spend some time in the rain, then you might as well, I guess, wait in line for something.
That's where something like Men in Black, once you're inside, it's all right, but a lot of the time, if it's fairly busy, you're going to queue outside before you get into the main building.
So as long as the rain's not driving in a certain direction, you should be okay.
But as a rule in Florida, when it rains. It bloody rains.
Yeah.
But usually for a short period of time.
Yeah.
It'll like dump down for less than an hour, and then you're good.
Oh, yeah, because I remember when we came over last time, going into Transformers, funnily enough, and it was glorious sunshine, and coming out, it's like, 10 minutes later, what happened?
Yeah.
It's glorious sunshine, but it's wet everywhere.
Yeah.
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 And then you can literally see the steam coming up off of it for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
It's great.
But
it's a great time. Yeah.
So what other indoor rides do we have? Cat in the Hat?
Mummy.
E.T., I was thinking.
Yep.
Cat in the Hat, yeah.
T2.
Simpsons.
Yep.
Most of the queue is at least far enough indoors where you're not going to get wet.
I think Horror Makeup and T2 are good ones if the time's right for it, because you can get out of it for quite a long, you think you get T2s from if you hit it right, you could be stood in that holding area for a good 10 or 15 minutes before the main show, which is probably 20 minutes.
Shrek's the same for that.
Yeah.
Despicable Me.
Fallon.
I was going to say that. You got the Hogwarts Express to go backwards and forwards in. Park Hop.
Kong now.
Yep, that's what I was trying to think of.
It's all at least covered. Well, not all of it, because I have been in the rain already for Kong, and I can tell you, like, a good half of it is covered.
Yeah.
Once you get towards maybe 3/4 even, but the first quarter of it, you're pretty much exposed to the elements, so you want to try to get under the covering as soon as possible.
I will say that we've never dealt with a day where it's been raining all day, but we have dealt with times when it's been really, really cold. So looking to get indoors as much as possible. And the Studios is a better park for it than Islands of Adventure is. You look at Islands as a whole, it's got a lot more outdoor rides. I think like the Hulk, Stormforce, Doctor Doom, the 2 water rides, 3 water rides, Dragon Challenge, Flight of the Hippogriff. A lot of that stuff's outside, whereas the Studio has more sort of soundstagey attractions, so you're inside more than you would be over in Islands.
Yeah. I'm really sad Hunter's not on, because I can distinctly remember a day where we hung out all day in a huge flash thunderstorm. We talked about it on the show. I'm sure we've actually brought it up several times.
But it was your best memory of being at the parks on the podcast documentary. Yeah. I've never heard you cry before, Darren, until that day.
We're not talk about that. Anyway.
It's all right. I was sat there in tears by the end of it as well.
Aww.
Yeah. But just like, we sat outside of the Jurassic Park Discovery Center, and being pass holders, you kind of have the benefit of doing something like that. We don't feel like, oh my God, we're wasting money by being out here, which I can totally understand everybody else, that spend a lot of money to be there for the day, wanting to spend their day to the maximum, the fullest. But, just being like, oh, well, it's pouring down rain. We're just going to hang out at the Discovery Center, the entire time.
Yeah.
Outside and inside and all those things. There's a lot of cool things you can do for sure, even without that. And going on to number 2 here, we have watch a covered show. Oh gosh. I didn't read this ahead of time, so you're getting my immediate reaction. Experience the exciting action of the 8th Voyage of Sinbad stunt show at Universal's Islands of Adventure.
It's not that bad.
No, it's not that good either.
Yep.
Though. Several of our spectacular shows are performed rain or shine. If you're in Universal Studios Florida, I highly recommend catching animal actors on location. Who wouldn't love seeing adorable animals perform unique tricks? In Islands of Adventure, you can experience the exciting action of the 8th voyage of Sinbad's stunt show or the amazing follow-along adventure of Poseidon's Fury. Yeah, that would totally work inside, no problem.
Yeah, that's interesting that they class that as a covered show and not
I would class
an
it as a show
attraction.
over.
Yeah, but I do have to warn you, being in that cavern that you wait in ahead of time for Poseidon's Fury in the rain is 10 times worse than even in like the hottest day of summer.
I can well imagine.
Especially if
It
people
just
have got caught in the rain before they
It's
enter.
very humid.
Oh,
in there.
yeah. And it just kind of creates a barrier there. Like the rain creates like a barrier of oxygen. And you are all just, miserable for the entire time until it starts.
I've actually seen us go into that queue like just after a show's gone in and wait 10 minutes and just go, I can't stand in here any longer and actually leave.
Yeah. And if you know anything about animals, they tend to act very, very different in the rain.
Yep.
Like when rain is happening, and they tend to not really follow direction very well. So watching animal actors in the rain is a different experience, and that's the time that I have seen them like totally go off the rail.
So that's the time to go watch the show
Well,
then.
that sounds cool.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, I definitely recommend checking that out in the rain.
Yeah. Again, but it's funny, like they include Poseidon's Fury, but don't include Terminator 2. I still class Terminator 2 as a show.
It's a show.
Yeah.
More so than any of the
Well,
others,
yeah.
because you've actually got live actors performing.
Yeah.
So I would class that more of a show than like a 3D or a 4D thing, like something like Despicable Me or Shrek.
Yeah, I'd say they probably do class it the same. They just didn't put it in the article for whatever reason. But
Or horror makeup, which I
just gonna
find
say you've got
interesting.
horror
I'm
makeup.
surprised they haven't put that in there.
Well, it'd be rather than listing everything, it'll just be picking a couple.
But they've left the best one
Yeah.
out,
In your
that's very
opinion.
true.
in a lot of people's opinion,
Very true.
and put the worst one in Darren's opinion.
And mine. A lot of people's opinion.
I'm friends with a woman who plays the main character. So.
I love her.
Yeah, I mean the stunt actors are great.
Yes, they are. It's just not
Yeah.
a great.
That's the best part of the show is the stunts for sure. So
Absolutely.
We used to love that as well.
Yeah.
And the first time we saw it, it was like, that was really good. And the cheesy jokes were funny. And
I don't know whether the last couple of times we've seen it though, we've been on the outside edge.
yeah,
And I think that's possibly affecting things because it was the same with seeing the Indiana Jones one. We were on the very outside edge, so you're not feeling like you're in the thick of it. So it's possibly positioning as well.
some really good stunts in Sinbad, actually. When you
there
when
are
you look
some
at it
great
for
ones.
what it is, just a theme park stunt show, it's actually really well done.
And when things go wrong, it's even funnier. With arms coming out with sleeves on that shouldn't have sleeves
that
on,
was
and
funny.
that was hilarious. What are the shows we've got?
Your other ones are outside, really, aren't they?
No, there was one I had, and then we started talking about Sinbad. You got
Fear
Barney.
Factor. Barney.
Barney. No, you want Ceremony.
Oliver, yeah, I
Ollivanders,
suppose. Yeah,
that's-
going to
you know, you've
Ollivanders,
got
that's
that.
a good
That's
one,
what I was
actually.
trying to think of.
Yeah, I don't think that's in this blog post, actually.
no,
You know, again, I'm gonna put Hogwarts Express in the show as well because it's the same sort of thing. It's a ride.
It's
It's a
busy
show.
enough. You know, most of the King's Cross queue is enclosed. Well, all of it, pretty much.
yeah, all of it. So
You could go and watch
And it's
Celestina
horrendous.
Warbeck.
That's outside.
It's inside. It's covered.
No, it's outside.
Well, it's outside, but it's covered.
Is it, Darren?
Yeah, it's in the big
yeah, that
covered
portion
area.
of the
So
yeah, that
Carket
portion is
Market's all
covered.
covered, is it?
Yeah, it's all
Yeah,
covered.
Carket Market is the covered area. That and Nocturne Alley,
Oh, well, there you go then. So
which
you
is
could-
another good place to hang out if you
Yeah.
if you need a place, because that area is actually air conditioned as well, so it
Okay.
takes the humidity out of the air. So it's a nice place to hang out when it
I
rains, for
didn't-
sure.
I'd obviously take any notice.
Pop
But
in
yeah,
to see
you've
the
got
goblins.
the Tale of the Three Brothers and the Fountain of Fair Fortune as well. So yeah, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go on. I've got a few in my head here, but I'll wait and see if they come up or not. I've got
Where are
this
the
one in
other?
because we haven't. Shows.
Shows.
Yeah, we're not really known for the shows
see-
here.
No, and it's something that really needs.
See, dinosaur hatching in Discovery Centre is not really a show.
The Discovery Centre's the I'm sorry, I'm going to
It's
say
not.
it.
It's brilliant. Then you tell
terrible.
everybody it's brilliant, and then when it rains, they all go there and leave everything else empty.
It's awful.
Exactly. That's why it's nice for pass holders to chill out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you probably find on rainy days now Fallon's probably going to be one of the places that people will really flock to.
Yeah, well, now that they have a standby for it.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, You've still not been up yet, Darren, to ride it.
I still have not been to Universal since Horror Nights. So anyway.
That needs to change.
Neither have we.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, but from
I
2
have not
years
been in
ago.
the same amount of time as you. But I'm still paying for an annual pass.
No, you went last
so I
year.
need to go up there.
Yeah. Right. So number 3 says dine indoors.
Yes.
So indulge in a delicious British cuisine at the Leaky Cauldron in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley. With numerous dining experiences on property, there are several options to suit everyone's palate. From fine dining to casual and quick service, there's an option for everyone. The food's so good, you will probably forget it's even raining. You'll certainly feel like you're in the movie at Leaky Cauldron and Three Broomsticks. And the person who wrote this also says they enjoy the Screamtastic Universal Studios Classic Monsters Cafe, which I'd never seen the inside of it until Amanda was there yesterday and she posted pictures of it. And it actually looks really
amazing.
cool.
Yep.
Wow, you haven't seen even?
No.
It's never been open. I don't think it's ever been open when
It
we've been.
looked really cool.
We need to go.
He goes on to say, if you're staying at one of our fun resorts, take some time to go bowling with the family at Galaxy Bowl Restaurant. At Universal City Walk, you can spend time looking at the memorabilia on the walls in the Hard Rock Cafe Orlando, and make sure to check out all of their dining options before you visit.
Where's Galaxy Bowl Restaurant? Cabana Bay?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I seem to remember the last time we were at the parks when it rained, we were actually in the Leaky Cauldron because the Wednesday we stayed, the RIP tour with Darren. The day of, it poured down till about 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So we got up, we were staying at the Hard Rock, and we got up and we ended up walking to the parks in the rain because we weren't going to wait for the water taxi, weren't we? And we went to the Leaky Cauldron for, we went for breakfast and it wasn't, we just missed it, hadn't we? So we ended up going for lunch a bit later.
You should have waited for the water taxi because it was raining so hard. It was offering direct service to the very front gates of the park.
It's not a bad walk from there. It wasn't pouring down, but it was that horrible like mizzly stuff that isn't. It's dead fine, but it gets you really wet really quickly.
Yeah, but as we'd already walked about 200 yards. The water taxi turned up, and we were just whatever.
Because we stood there for about 10 minutes, didn't we?
Yeah, that caused a little bit of concern. I think what was it? The exit of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No,
that year during Horror Nights,
not 2015.
Oh wait, that was last year. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably had a nerve. I apologize.
Are we?
They'll blend into one when you've been to 15 of them.
Are we just going through the blog post first and then coming back to ourselves?
Chat a while if there's anything in you.
Well, I've got a way to kind of combine a couple of these and plus it. Is find a show. Because sometimes you do know, and I've got to say the weather report's over there. They say it's going to rain between 1 and 2. It rains between 1 and 2. So when you have those days where you know this is coming, pick yourself a good long show. Go around, make yourself a picnic up. You know,
like something from each area. That would be cool.
Go and get yourself, a Slurpee or a Duff, and a churro, a corn dog, and cauldron cake, and all of this, and just create yourself a picnic and go and watch a show. It's a way to combine the two.
Cool.
What can I say? I like picnics.
I would say for anybody who's a big eater and you want to waste a bit of time, get over at the Hard Rock Hotel, take the kitchen challenge on. That'll waste
Oh yeah, there you go.
That'll waste the rest of your day.
Yep.
You won't want to go in the parks when the sun comes back out. It's funny, for how much Darren said he didn't want to do it that first time because he'd feel horrible. I felt really good after the first one. Last time, oh my God, I was done.
Yeah.
I felt terrible.
Just having the burger, I was like, all right.
I would like to go and have the food, but we maybe just get 2 burgers, 2 cakes,
and cut it all in half.
Split it between the 4 of us.
It's funny, me and Tracy were actually watching the video of us taking it on last time the other night, weren't we, on YouTube?
I look like such a pig.
There's the first 5 minutes of it that I think Travis recorded that's on our YouTube channel. We were sat watching it and it's just, oh my God, it looks awful.
I'm watching as I'm cramming chips in my mouth with one hand and I'm smothering ice cream on the cake with the other hand. I was filthy.
Yeah, the comment was, oh look, Tracy's double fisting.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I've given up on food challenges now. But again, if you think just for something to do, I think get over there and take that on.
Or go and find out if somebody is and go and watch them. while eating a much smaller
people
burger.
do it that often? Because I can't imagine it's something. Well, again, I don't think other than they did, like a blogger thing a couple of months back, or maybe a year or so ago, because there was Banks, Lee, and someone else did it, and they filmed it for their YouTube channel, but they've never really advertised it. I said I only found out about it because of Derek Bergen, to give him his full title there, from the e-ticket report and touringplans.com. And he still hasn't completed it, and he was determined. But he bottled. I reckon he didn't have to work. He said he couldn't make it last time because one of his colleagues had to work, so he got dragged into work. I reckon he just bottled it. I don't think you listen anymore, do you, Derek? So I can say what I like about it.
There's some days I feel like I can do it.
Darren,
it's just never the day we're actually all together.
No,
trust me,
No, there's certain days that I could definitely do it.
Oh, I don't think it's that.
Actually, do you know what? If I was given an hour, not a problem.
Probably.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the half hour.
I'd have had a better chance if I hadn't have spent most of the night before on the toilet.
All right.
It wasn't the greatest preparation for it, let's be honest.
No.
I wasn't overly well.
It was not preparation A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. It was H.
Yep. He's looking confused now.
I'm just trying to
Not listening.
other things to do. It's going to be quite interesting to see what happens during the rain when Volcano Bay opens.
Yeah. I've just thought if that challenge is too big for you,
do your own.
Create your own challenge.
Yeah. Eat every ice cream at Florian Fortescue's.
Wow.
Isn't one of them licorice?
I could do that, no problem.
Isn't one of them licorice?
No, I don't think so.
Good.
But yeah, I don't know how it works at the water parks during...
Water parks?
Because surely... they close certain rides off, don't I? remember going to Busch Gardens when we went with you, Darren, they closed a lot of the lightning and stuff. So something like the volcano, if there's lightning
in the summer,
in
you'll see that a lot in the afternoon. Like you'll see a lot of the attractions close down for a little bit of time during the afternoon, and then everything open back up again. So
it's hit the lazy river at that point.
Unless there's lightning.
Yeah.
They'll still leave because it's going to.
You're pretty much just hanging out under an awning somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they'll close everything off.
You don't want to be in water if lightning strikes.
But it's going to hit the volcano.
Yeah, but okay.
You can't guarantee that. So
lightning strikes the highest object.
Everything.
Please do not listen to Lee. He is not our safety officer.
Yeah, but they still close down just about everything, just in case.
Oh, but they'd be playing for rain, won't they? Come on.
It's the lightning capital of the world.
Rain, and we want lightning, because everyone will get out and go and buy food and drink.
Yeah.
Unless they're British, and then we just sit and grumble.
Yeah.
Exactly. They have a lot of sushi to sell over there at Volcano Bay, so you can't let that stuff sit around too long.
This is true.
Trying to think anything else at the hotels. What else is there to do? You could do the let's see if about doing the backstage. It's not a backstage thing, but the VIP tour at the Hard Rock Cafe as well. There's that behind the scenes thing, isn't there?
Yeah. Like a tour of like the memorabilia and
there's like VIP rooms out the back and stuff, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a John Lennon room or something seems to ring a bell.
Elvis room. Yeah. They have a couple of different ones out there. So I think it's a Beatles room.
I think if you're in the parks, you're gonna they've put dine in the parks. You're not gonna run out to City Walk because you'd be drenched by the time you get there.
True. You got Mythos over there if you're stuck on the island side. That's a good place to hang out for a while for sure.
Yeah,
especially if you're waiting for a drink, right, Tracy?
Absolutely. You've been waiting a long time. Lots of time to waste in there.
Most of the dining locations in the parks are indoors. Really, it just depends where you're at and to how good the quality's going to be or not.
I'm just thinking, do you have to be staying on site to use facilities?
What sort of facilities?
Isn't there a bowling alley?
Yeah,
at Cabana Bay.
You just said the Galaxy Bowl restaurant.
That's a restaurant.
Yes, but it's also a bowling alley. Galaxy Bowl.
But do you have?
No,
I don't think you need to be staying there.
So there's an option. Go and have an explore of the hotel. And,
Yeah,
knock down a few pins.
Explore all the hotels. Even.
Yeah.
Exactly. Darren beat me to it. Exactly. Yeah.
That's something I would love to do. Just spend a day going around the hotels.
I would actually.
Yeah.
You know, when you got kids, it's not as easy because kids don't appreciate
they
these
get bored.
things.
But I think that's a great. You could go right. We'll go and have an ice cream at Emac and Bolio's, and then we'll go over to
Eat your way around the hotels.
I think that would be awesome. Yeah.
You could also do it and go via Volcano Bay, have a bit of a swim, and carry on.
Because we'd actually planned on going over to Cabana Bay last time we were there, but it just never happened.
We just didn't have enough time for everything.
I think we did. We just didn't plan it well enough.
No. Well, we just didn't plan.
No. Other than Horror Nights.
Right, number 4 then is watch the Blue Man Group.
When it's raining, watch them jack those prices up.
Yeah.
Exactly. Got an extra $50? Sure, why not?
How many shows a day are there?
Do you know what? I don't know. While you're
assuming
talking,
it's not.
have a look.
I'm assuming it's not just back-to-back shows because that's unfeasible. Was I'm expecting maybe 2 shows a day?
Yeah.
So yes, what they say here is, enjoy the music and laughter of the Blue Man Group show at Universal Orlando Resort. If you're a fan of music and quality entertainment, you will love Blue Man Group in Universal City Walk. It's a colourful concert and dance party jam-packed with comedy, rock music and unforgettable moments. This indoor venue is located just left of the entrance to Universal Studios, Florida. Grab your tickets at a discounted price online before you arrive or purchase them at the Blue Man Group Theatre.
Well, hang on. That doesn't work.
No.
How can you plan to go when it's raining?
But this is what I'm saying though. If it's a day that's forecast just wall to wall rain all day,
or like Tracy said, usually a good week ahead of time, we know exactly when it's going to rain here in Florida.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, your weather reports, they're usually within 10 minutes of what they've said. It's amazing.
They do
over
a pretty
here,
good job of that.
Yeah, over here, they're not within a week of what they said. Our weather reports of, well, it might rain, or the sun might come out, or it might have snow. Packed for all occasions.
Yeah, right. Layers, folks, layers.
Yeah.
From what I can see, just looking ahead to book on a random day, so the 20th of May, they do a 6 o'clock show and a 9 o'clock show.
Right.
So 2.
So that's no good for during the day.
No, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
for sure.
$60 dollars.
Whew.
So I'm just looking on the website here, which is taking forever to load. This new Universal Orlando website does take a long time to load.
Yeah. I noticed that yesterday, actually.
$60 per adult plus tax, or $30 for a child plus tax.
Can I just ask, if you've unsubscribed from being an adult, what price bracket do you come into?
VIP experience ticket is $199.
I'll be an adult, thank you.
Or you can have...
I guess that is what VIP is.
You can have a meal and the Blue Man Group deal, which is $74.50. So you can pair an outrageous evening of entertainment with dinner at one of the City Walk's restaurants, plus seeing the Blue Man Group. I don't think that's bad.
Blue hot dog.
A blue hot dog.
Yeah. I don't think that's bad. How much did it cost us? It cost us was it £100 to see Lanuba?
To see, we slept through the end of it
12 years ago, so $60 isn't bad. And I wouldn't mind seeing the Blue Man Group. I
want to see them.
My recent discovery of pipe music bands, which is what they are.
Right. You mean like PVC piping?
Yeah.
And
I've suddenly discovered it, and I find that I really like it. I really want to see it.
If you wonder what Lee does when he's not recording the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, he's just listening to pipe music bands.
What do you want for your birthday, Lee? I'd like a voucher to the DIY store and a pair of flip-flops.
What did I say at Christmas that I was toying with the idea of making one? I found a video on YouTube recently of a guy in Australia, and I will post it on our Facebook page when this show goes out, right? And honestly, it is if I'm just looking for something I'll be in the shower or having a shave or just 10 minutes at work, whatever, and I just want some music on, that's what I put on, and I really like it.
Yes, the rest of us really like it as well.
I don't
it's
care
all we
about
hear.
everybody else. It's awesome.
But
I like Kendrick Lamar.
but at least it's replaced. What was the thing we used to have on before? Was it a goat or something like that?
That wasn't the same.
What was it?
What, the beatboxing
The
goat?
beatboxing goat. The thing is, Lee finds something he likes, and that's all. It's like, when you have a little kid with one of those little noisy toys, and they just keep hitting the button. This is Lee with these sorts of things. And
Yeah,
they're
that's
really
what I like
good
to
for
call the uncle toys. Having 6 nephews and nieces, I've bought several of those in the past.
Yes.
The beatboxing ghost. It's not
Beatboxing
a
ghost?
Beatboxing goat is awesome.
It is.
And I did it when we came to Florida last time.
Oh, it's so funny.
I drove the kids insane because I was doing it on the train all the way down to Manchester Airport.
He didn't just drive the kids insane. The rest of the carriage was not happy.
Okay, why did I get this one?
Because it suits you down to the ground.
Oh, does it? If you're already wet, why don't you ride a water ride?
Yes,
My
Darren.
personal favorite ride at Universal.
Oh, yeah.
Take a plunge on Jurassic Park River Adventure and Universal's Islands of Adventure. Or show Mother Nature that you can't dampen your spirits by riding one of our water attractions. You can take a plunge into Jurassic Park River Adventure, Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls, or Popeye and Bluto's Rat Barges. All of which are located in Islands of Adventure.
What it actually says is all of our which are located in Islands of Adventure. Copy and paste. I didn't write that.
Yeah. Again, another one that, well and good, so long as there's not lightning forecast.
Very true. Yeah, if that's happening, these are definitely all shut down.
Yeah.
So in other words, if the rain isn't raining that hard that it hasn't gone through to your underpants, why not make sure?
There is a way to make sure your underpants don't get soaked.
Don't wear it.
You don't wear them. See? Now you see, there's something. There's not a lot we can add to riding a water ride. The wet.
Well,
You're already wet.
Darren, how many of these water rides have you actually ridden?
Jurassic Park. And against my will, I rode Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls, and I hated it.
Oh, why?
Because it's the worst. It was the worst ride ever.
I love
hated the
Ripsaw
queue,
Falls.
hated the ride, hated everything.
Why have you not done the best one of the three then?
Because you get very wet on that one.
Yeah,
Lee.
but it is the best water ride. It's hands down most people's best water ride in Orlando. How many times do you reckon we've rode Bill Drab Barges, Tracy, at this point? 7 or 8?
I would say so.
I think we rode it twice in a row the first time we went, and then again towards the end, and then 4 times in a row the next one, because that was when I put my wallet in the thing and I didn't have any money to get out. And at least twice with the kids.
Yeah.
I just hate water rides.
No, I'm with you. That's why I have to take a towel and spare clothes in. Because but it really gets to me because it's obviously a sensory thing for me, because I see people walking around and you can see that they're having to walk with the legs slightly apart because they've got flapping wet shorts and they're squelching as they're walking along. And I actually feel I'm actually feeling queasy thinking about it now. I can get about with damp, splashed clothes, but when you're absolutely dripping wet, there's no way the Florida sun is going to dry you in less than an hour when you're that wet. But if my feet are anywhere near wet, you're not supposed to take your shoes off on these rides. I do.
True.
You know.
I've got
to say, Dudley Do-Right, I've got it down to a fine art where
you pick your feet up.
My feet are actually higher than my backside.
I think it must be the exhibitionist in me, because I like to be that person that's walking around the park that everyone's going, oh my God, look how wet he is. I don't know what I just like to be that person, because I like seeing other people. They've obviously just been on whatever.
You see, being that wet makes me miserable.
No, it doesn't. I like it. It's funny.
I'm pretty
Especially
sure that's
in
it
somewhere
with Darren.
like Florida, it doesn't bother me in the slightest.
Taken out of context, this conversation is very interesting.
But it isn't.
Lee's like, I'm an exhibitionist.
You know what I mean? I don't mind
yes.
being that person that people are like, oh man, look at the state of him.
No.
He's obviously just been on Bill Drop Barges.
I'm too old now. I am all about comfort.
Yeah, exactly. And I do not want to ruin a pair of shoes. I don't want... Yeah.
I don't want chafing. Too old for that.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
And on top of it, I find it particularly slimy that those are the only lockers in the entire theme park that they charge money for.
Yeah.
I will agree with that. Because I didn't realise that up until the time we tried to drag you on the Jurassic Park River Adventure.
Yeah.
So why don't we use other lockers and then...
No, we didn't. We had Darren. He wouldn't go on it, so we just left him with him.
Yeah, exactly.
Darren played mother.
Exactly. It's nice to have somebody like me with you.
It's usually me.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think last time, because I rode Jurassic Park with the kids, you didn't come on it with
I
us,
wasn't
did you?
well. I really wasn't well
No.
again. I went out
Yeah.
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, typically when we have a rainstorm in Florida, especially during the summer when most people are here, there's usually lightning involved and all these attractions are closed anyway. So,
Yeah.
you go for Jurassic Park, you're going to end up probably in the Discovery Center watching the hatching show, like we said.
Yeah. Seeing how dinosaurs don't see.
Exactly. Or eating dino nuggets upstairs.
They're not dino nuggets.
They're called sweetmeats.
I actually thought they were called lumps of poo. Weirdo.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, you made it longer. So anybody got anything to add in?
You
Any
did.
extra ideas? Well, yes, shopping.
Go on then.
Go shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, spend all the money you haven't got.
You know,
Yes.
go for good browse.
And sometimes you do get stuck out there in City Walk. So,
Yep.
one of the places I recommend being stuck is Fat Tuesdays.
Yeah.
You were going to say that.
Can't recommend it enough.
I should try getting stuck there because I never ended up there last time.
No.
It's a nice place to be stuck.
Yes, I think we might have to pretend it's raining.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think one of the best, if you want to get stuck anywhere, Nocturne Alley.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a pretty good spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're inside. There's plenty to look at. You've got Borgin and Burks to have a wander around.
We have been in there when it's rained.
We have been in there when it's been raining. You're right.
Yeah, and like I said, the air conditioning in there really creates like a humidity block.
Yeah.
And it makes it feels like you're inside the place no matter where you are. So
Mhm.
Yeah. But I think kind of going off the back of what you said earlier, Darren, about being stuck in the Discovery Centre with Hunter, I think it raining and not being able to go on rides isn't necessarily a bad thing, because I think it can make you take a step back and look around and sort of taking, we are here. Because I think sometimes it's too easy to get engrossed in, you're at the parks and you know what you're doing, but it's too easy to actually take in where you are, if that makes sense. I've always said I enjoy being at the parks, but I think sometimes you don't realise how much fun you've had until you come home and view it in retrospect.
Yeah.
Because you're so engrossed in it at the moment that you're not
focused
really
on going from one thing to the next, aren't you?
you're not really taking it in. That's why when we came out in 2013 for 3 weeks, the pressure was taken off and we got to enjoy just being in the parks. There was many a time we spent so much time in Hogsmeade not riding anything, just being in there, get a butterbeer or whatever, and just sit and just enjoy being in the Hogsmeade.
Catching the little details in things. And
You don't get to do that very often, and something like rain makes you have to stop.
very true.
So I don't and you obviously get to see the park in a very different light. I've got the wallpaper on my phone at the moment is a picture, I'm not quite sure who took it, of Hogsmeade just after it's rained, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, that can be very nice for sure. Now, do you guys have any place that you've been stuck when it's raining that is the absolute worst place you've ever been in Universal?
I'm trying to think.
While raining?
We've been quite lucky that when we've been over it, it's never really rained that badly.
Okay.
no, I was going to say one place, but it was actually one of the first times I went out, the shopping place. We were shopping in one of the shopping malls, and we couldn't get into the
premium outlets.
Could just come out the Levi's store.
Yeah, God, it was
And
horrendous.
it was Yeah, but people don't step into a store and step in. No, they just stand in the doorway and nobody else can get in.
But no, we've actually been quite lucky
have
being
been
at Universal.
fortunate.
I can't really remember having to deal with rain there other than the last time.
Not even at Disney, I can't. And even then, that was just short because we were in Diagon Alley because I had to go to the bathroom across the way.
It was hammering down.
Sucked.
That was the day the RIP tour last time. It was that Wednesday.
Yeah.
I think that was the only day it rained.
But no, off the top of my head, I can't think of...
Because historically, the first night of Halloween Horror Nights is usually a washout. And we did opening night in 2004 and it was glorious. Like all day long. No? I'm assuming by that question, Darren, you have one.
Oh, I have two, actually.
Go on then.
Both of them are equally unfortunate. The first one was I got stuck inside the little fake subway station in the New York area by the New York Public Library.
Oh.
Because and both of these occasions were because I had my camera with me. This was in the time right before I met Nina. So I was at the parks lot by myself, and I was out taking pictures of the park and got caught in a storm. So yeah, I was stuck in that subway station, and that one kind of had the opposite effect of Nocturne Alley, in that it just created like a humidity circle. So it was like a sweat lodge by the time the rain ended. Yeah, that was kind of a miserable place to be.
I can imagine the water like running down the steps as well.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't as bad as the water that was running down the steps in Sting Alley.
Oh.
Which was the second worst place that I've been. Sitting in a doorway, a very small doorway in Sting Alley with the water, like you said, rushing in like in a torrential downpour.
Oh, good grief.
With my camera gear all with me.
No.
So, yeah, just stuck there as the water keeps rising up and into my shoes. Yeah. So, and then that created like a nice fun trip back to the car.
Squelch, squelch, squelch.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are some not so great places to be stuck when that happens too.
Yeah. It's just, unfortunately, it's one of those things that the majority of the year, if you go to Orlando, you're going to have to deal with it at some point or another. It's inevitability.
Yeah.
It's not a deal breaker.
Not at all. I mean, Christ, we've lost an entire day due to a hurricane.
Do you know what? We just said it's an experience we wouldn't normally get.
As I slept through most of it.
Yeah, you were ill. And I was just eating.
Everyone's listening to this
Cheetos.
just going, are they just ill every time they go out there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much.
I did think of another thing to do. There's a great big cinema there.
There is. Yeah, I can't believe they've never mentioned that.
Oh, yeah.
That seems the ideal one.
Yep. Of course, you could always go and get a tattoo as well.
Yeah.
That'll,
waste a couple of hours and a lot of money.
Oh, yeah, very true.
You could always go and have a meal in Cowfish if you need to waste 2.5 hours.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
Let me have a think. What is there anything else? I suppose you could get a water taxi around if you're in City Walk. They're covered over. But quite
depending on how sideways it is raining.
Yeah. They'll be
In
quite
Florida, it can rain quite sideways.
an interesting getting to see everything from the water.
Yeah.
While it's raining, it could be quite pleasant.
Depending on the type of rain and whether there's lightning forecast or whether it's just light rain but you're not up to going into the parks, you could always go into one of the hotels and hire a Surrey bike.
Yeah.
Can
you hire
covered
them?
ones? Well, you see people.
I don't know, I've only seen the ones that are there trying to get your money out.
No,
of
you can hire them.
Yes, you will.
Yep. And you can get covered ones. So you could do that and just go and cycle around the grounds.
I think we've.
don't know,
I can't think of anything else.
Yeah, I think we got about it all.
Again, if anyone listening, if you got any ideas of how you sort of spend your days at the parks when it's raining, just to get away from it a little bit, drop us an email at anybody.
podcast@uurpodcast.com.
Because we're always open to
Suggestions.
absolutely.
New ideas.
Let's be honest, the ones that Universal put out there, they're not exactly out of the box, are they?
No.
Right.
I always wonder why they put blog posts like this out, really, because you can't
it fills a
state
space.
the obvious. Go and ride an indoor ride. Really, I'd never have thought of that one. Sorry if you're listening who wrote
Yeah, but this is the thing. But then again, if you're always wet, ride a water park. It always makes me laugh. Yeah, whatever. It always makes me laugh when say you're at the beach or something like that on a beach holiday. And I've been there and it's happened and you're on the beach and you're in the sea and you have a little swim or a paddle or whatever and the rain clouds roll in and people, or they're in the pool and people get out.
Yeah, you're already wet. It's not going to get any wetter.
Why are you getting out of the sea or pool when it's raining?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here where I live in Tampa, where a lightning storm can happen at any second, then that's why. But
Yeah.
Anywhere else, I don't understand.
Yeah. I don't know.
No, I'm out of ideas.
I can't think of...
Like you say, as a rule, you're only going to have to deal with it for an hour or two at the most. It's very rare that you have to deal with rain for an entire day.
Yeah, and if it is going to be the entire day or something like that, you typically know about it ahead of time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, to put, like I say, I'll bring it up again, to put it in sort of a prime example was that Wednesday we did the RIP tour for Horror Nights. We got up, it was pouring down, it was miserable as hell, grey skies and raining and miserly. It was like real horrible stuff that we get over here. I was a bit worried because we'd spent a lot of money on that RIP tour that night. And I think if I remember rightly, we went into Diagon Alley. We went to see if we could get breakfast in the Leaky Cauldron. They couldn't, so we went into Nocturne Alley for a bit. Yeah. Came out, went and got lunch, and by the time we came out of there, it had just about stopped, which will have been 1:30. So by 2:00, you'd never known it had been raining.
Yeah. Yeah, that's typically how it goes.
Yeah. And then that night of Horror Nights was perfect. The weather couldn't have been any better. So, yeah. It just shows how quickly it does change over there as well. So if you might get up in the morning and go, oh my God, it's horrendous, by the middle of the day it could be glorious Florida sunshine.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Right. Well, I guess we've exhausted all of that. Yeah. So if you've got any suggestions, send them along to us. We'd be happy to hear them. So for Lee, Darren and myself, this has been the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Good night.
That's it for another Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Make sure you never miss a show by subscribing on iTunes, and while you're there, please leave us a rating and a review. Listen to us on Stitcher, Google Play, and all your podcast apps. Email us with any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com, or even better, record your message at speakpipe.com/uuopodcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest, keyword UUO Podcast. Check out our blog for even more content at uuopodcast.com. Well, that's a wrap. See you next week.